This is the Big Cat NYC Cargo electric bike. It's an entry-level, probably one of the most affordable front-based cargo electric bikes I've ever seen at under 1,500 bucks. And it's got a few, neat features to jump into. So I'm just going to go over the the bicycle pieces first, okay? So we got these mechanical disc brakes, 160 millimeter rotors front and rear, and that's important when you're riding around. You want great stopping power, and if you do take this on trails or anything that's like a little bit bumpier, you've got a little bit of tread here on these tires, and of course having a disc brake is just going to keep you away from water. So like if you go through puddles or something like that and you're riding downtown New York City and through the potholes, that could be kind of nice. You got fenders, you've got lights, which are pretty cool. The rear one just has like one LED in it. It's better than nothing. The front one has 6, and I really like it actually. It's mounted directly to the suspension fork, which again, very basic, no lockout or anything, but that's going to keep it from rattling like if it were attached to the fender. The downside is when the suspension goes up and down, the frame can actually touch the light a little bit, so there's maybe a design improvement opportunity there. But the rack itself is built kind of the way it should be to handle a lot of weight. You'll notice when I turn the handlebars, the rack stays straight, and that's because it's completely connected to the frame. The frame is a little bit heavier. This is in the upper 60-pound range, but pretty well reinforced with the bar coming through like this, and all the cables are run through. We've got some nice ergonomic grips, decent cushy saddle, and this bike actually has 7 speeds. So it's Shimano tourney with this big thumb shifter up here, reminiscent of some of the earlier Pedigo cruiser bikes. It works all right, and it's kind of an adjustable stem here for positioning the bars, but I like that they've got these real upright handles. So when you're riding, you've got this upright seating position. You don't really have to lean forward or reach very far. Your head is upright, and that's going to let you kind of look around, and that's important if you're carrying some weight and some boxes or whatever up here. It comes just sort of naked like this, but there's all these threaded eyelets where you could add slats or whatever, and Big Cat's working with dealers who can install stuff and kind of customize these for you as well. And you could remove this if you wanted, but this is really the feature of the bike. The rear rack, I think, is pretty sturdy looking. It's not screwed on, it's welded on and pretty secure, and you've got the battery on it, but you can't really add any more cargo on the back. Maybe you could, but this is really where the battery is. So it's nice that there's such a large area in the front. I also like that it's step through, because sometimes if you try to swing your leg over, you can kind of clip the battery pack. The pack itself is removable and locks on, so you pull this handle up like this and you can slide it off. That's also where the charging port is, so it's kind of hidden. Keep that in mind. And it's pretty handsome. It's black. It matches the other accessories on this pretty well. And again, I mentioned all the cables and stuff are run through the frame. That's nice. And this, fairly solid double-legged kickstand here, which helps you load the front. There's no defloppulator, so the handlebars could pivot a little bit if you're loading, but the way that it's designed, it kind of lifts the front up when you do the kickstand, so that's cool. I'm going to jump into the motor specs. By the way, there's the Shimano tourney I was talking about before, 7-speed cassette, and a nice little, another kind of a bash guard thing here to keep from kicking it. So anyway, the motor, 350 watt geared design. It's a little bit smaller, it's fairly efficient, and being geared, it's going to give you a little bit of torque for climbing and starting. It's modular, connects right here, so if you need to do wheel maintenance or something, that's kind of nice, or replacement. They do offer a year warranty on factory defects for the motor, for the battery, so that's kind of nice. Again, the price point is really the primary selling point on these. There are nicer setups out there, but they cost a lot more, and this'll get you in the game, get you going. The battery pack is 36 volt, 8 amp hour, but lithium cells that are a little bit lighter, longer lasting, so they're going to get more charge cycles before they wear out. And again, being removable, you could store that inside, you can charge it conveniently that way. think that's kind of it. I like that they've, you know, got this little switch here for turning on the lights, or even a little horn, really annoying. People will definitely know you're coming. And then over here, basically you can turn on or off the throttle, twist throttle, and at all times when the bike's on, you've got pedal assist. It's pretty basic. It's got like 5 little metal sensors in there that basically detect when you're pedaling and just turn the motor on or off. And there's no levels to choose from. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just on or off. So really simple, pretty clean interface up here. You know, entry-level stuff. I think that's kind of the quick overview. So let's hop on and I'll show you the motor in action. Oh, and these pedals, it's got, you know, kind of basic folding pedals. These could be improved. Like if you get wet, it's a little bit easier to slip off, but you know, some new pedals, they're not too expensive. You can hop on Amazon or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna do the throttle to start out with. Whoop. There we go. Get you going. Those disc brakes in action. Sweet. So that's the Big Cat Cargo bike. For the full specs on this thing and the written review, see you back at ElectricBikeReview.com.